It's been a long time since I made my last video, but finally new Path of Exile League is starting pretty soon, so today I wanna talk about why I am excited about it and why I think this might be the league that I'm gonna play for its entire duration, which is something I haven't done in a while. Also at the end I wanna talk about what are my plans for the upcoming week. So let's start with the first thing, which is something that most of the community actually has been pretty negative about, which is the patch notes. And that's because there was pretty much no balance changes. But for me personally, the thing that I am looking forward to when it comes to the new leagues is no new skills, not any balance changes, it's just new content, so new stuff to do. And this time around we actually got quite a lot of it, starting with the 16 new Atlas passive Keystones. Thanks to them, there is definitely going to be some testing to do, which is something that I am looking forward to, and for sure we will have some new strategies, or at least some of the old strategies will be better. Unfortunately, a lot of them don't look too great, and I don't want to go over all of them in this video, but I still want to mention two that stood out for me and look pretty good. So first one is called Destructive Play, and it gives us the Maven summons 1 to 3 additional bosses when witnessing map bosses. Also, modifiers to the final map boss in each maps also apply to these summoned bosses. Unfortunately, we don't know if these bosses also will count to the witnessed bosses counter, but what we do know is that final map boss rewards also will apply to them. So for example, there are some additional scarabs or mapping currency that you can get from Atlas passives from each final map boss, and there is also strategy where you can farm harbingers with harbinger sextant, which counts map bosses are harbingers. So getting additional 1 to 3 bosses also will give some additional currency when doing that strategy. So maybe this passive will be pretty good for the harbinger strategy. And the second one is called All Hands, which gives us a 40% chance to contain a random master encounter in each map, and also a modifier that give us a chance for additional master mission. Instead, give us 150% of that value chance to have master in that map. But unfortunately we will no longer be able to get master missions. So basically this way, instead of just getting master missions for a map competition, you will just have a lot of chance to get master in maps. So this is actually pretty good for just progressing your Atlas. This way you just get more monsters thanks to things like Alva or Bestiary, and also some additional possible currency from things like Betrayal, maybe even Delve if you like delving. Also, there could be some possible strategies where you would just take all of the master Atlas passives and use this point to just farm every single master at the same time without having to use any compasses, sextants, or missions for masters. And you can also use it on any strategy that normally do not use any master mission. So let's say you farm Expedition, you can just take this Atlas passive Keystone, so you just get additional master missions that you would normally not get that many. Okay, so that's it when it comes to the patch notes. Obviously there are some other nice changes, like XP has been nerfed in 5 ways, which is something that I actually expected to happen this league. And also we got some buffs to Torment League mechanic, which is surprising and I think it's looking pretty good. But now let's move on to the next pretty nice thing that we will get this league, which is Sanctum coming back. So Sanctum was one of my favorite leagues, but unfortunately during that league I was only able to play for around 3 weeks, and after that I got busy with some other stuff, so I am really happy that it is coming back. In fact, during Sanctum I played specialized build for it, which is Stormbrand, and this time around I'm probably gonna play it again, so you can expect to see me farming it a lot. And another nice thing about Sanctum is the no-hit run version of it, which I was able to complete a few times during Sanctum League, and this time around I'm also gonna try to do it. And in case you don't know, reward for doing no-hit run is the original Sin Ring, which is one of the best rings in the game, and it makes one of the best builds in the game, which is the Strength Stacker Berserker, even better. So that's the build that I was not able to play during Sanctum League, so I'm gonna try to do it this time around. With Sanctum being added to the core game, we also got some changes to it. And the most important one is how we are gonna encounter it. So instead of getting one Sanctum room per map, now we will drop forbidden tomes from regular content, and after using this tome we will gain access to the entire Sanctum run. Which means we no longer have to farm maps to farm Sanctum, so it became fully outside of maps content. So it's just like Heist or Simulacrums. So if you want to farm just Sanctum, you can buy as many tomes as you want from trade, and you can farm it forever. Sanctum is also becoming harder with rare monsters being added to it, and also some of the old rooms are being reworked with some new ones being added, with the intention here of making them harder. Also, we are no longer gonna be able to cheese the no-hit runs by playing builds that are of screening monsters, because now monsters are gonna become immune to damage if they are further away than 100 units from player, which is around one screen. But with these changes, I still think Stormbrand is gonna be one of the best builds for it, so that's the build that I'm planning to farm it, if I'm gonna do it at some point. And now let's talk about the most exciting part of this league, which is the league mechanic itself, which in my opinion has potential to be the best league mechanic we got in a while. So in case you don't know, the next league is called Trial of the Ancestor, which is Path of Exile's version of Auto Battler. So just like in the past, we got Blight as tower defense mode and Sanctum as roguelike, now we have our version of Auto Battler. And of course, this is still an action RPG, so on top of sending our champions to battle, we will also fight them ourselves. And the first thing that I like about this league is how we will encounter it. So during the mapping, we will drop silver coins from monsters, and then we can use them to start the trial encounter. What that means is that if you want to farm just trials, you can buy as many coins as you want from other players, have specialized character for it, and farm it for as long as you want. And of course, if you don't like it, you can sell all of the coins to other players and make profit this way. So it's basically gonna work the same as Sanctum, so now we will have a lot of outside of maps content like Heist, Blighted Maps, Simulacrum, Logbooks, Sanctum, and Trial of Ancestors, which is something I really enjoy doing. So after you use coin, you get teleported to Karui Afterlife, where you can start the encounter. And here is another thing that I like about this league, which is how we get the rewards from it. So when you start the encounter, you get to choose which match you want to fight in, and depending on which one you choose, you're going to fight different enemies and you'll get different rewards. And this is my personal preference when it comes to ways of getting rewards. So this way we have very good agency over the risk versus reward. So if you see a very good reward but hard encounter, you might want to risk it for a better reward. But if you don't want to risk it, you can choose an easier encounter with lower rewards. And on top of that, after you finish few encounters, you win the tournament and you will get some rating. And when you get more rating, you will see harder encounters and better rewards to choose from. The closest thing I could compare it to would be Delve, where you get to choose which way you want to go, which nodes you want to go for, and when you progress deeper, you start seeing better rewards more often. Unfortunately, we don't know if rating is infinite, just like in Delve, progress is infinite, or there's some kind of cap and we'll just reach that cap, and at this point we're just gonna farm the best possible rewards. I guess we'll have to see. Last thing I want to mention is one of the unique rewards that we will be able to get from trials, which is called the tattoos. And basically the way they work is they allow you to replace the usually weak travel nodes on your passive tree, which give things like dexterity, intelligence, and strength into some other ones. For example, strength into fire resist and dexterity into movement speed, or intelligence into increased reservation efficiency of skills. So they can be pretty powerful, and the closest things I could compare it to would be something like cluster jewels, which gives us more opportunity to customize our builds, but on a little bit smaller scale than cluster jewels. Now, before I finish the video, I quickly want to mention what are my plans for the upcoming few days before the league start. So my next video is going to be about my league start strategy, because that's something that a lot of people have been asking me about. And then in a separate video I'm gonna talk about my league starter build, which by the way is going to be Armageddon brand. And in case you are wondering about leveling for that build and yearly mapping progression, I'm gonna be doing some test runs on my Twitch channel, which is called ZenM. And after I'm gonna do these two videos, if I'm gonna have some more time, I'm gonna make some league start specific strategies. Probably something between 1 and 3 videos. Like I said, depending on how much time I will have. And that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.